Hi to everyone. Today we'll discuss about VLSI design styles. In VLSI design, in order to design any IC, we have different styles of designing methods. By using these methods, we can design any microprocessor or any IC. So here three main different VLSI design styles are available. In this full custom, semi-custom, programmable styles. First you can go for what is full custom design. Full custom design is nothing but a full custom design is nothing but a total entire new IC designed by a single vendor. So in order to implementation of IO device, ALUs, control unit, memory, so everything will be implemented or designed by single vendor with specific application. That is nothing but a full custom IC. For example, microprocessor is example for the full custom IC. Total suppose we will take 8086. So total 8086 microprocessor is completely designed by the single vendor. So like that we can go for implementation of any particular function with using the full custom. The main advantage of full custom is the manufacturing time is very less, with cost of designing also very less. These are the two main advantages of the full custom design. So what are the examples of full custom design? DTH, DVD player, microprocessor. So these are the different examples for the full custom design. Full custom design main advantage is the marketing time is very less. So here we can go for ASIC. ASIC is nothing but a application specific integrated circuit. It is nothing but a full custom design. So here see the block diagram of implementation, the full custom design cell. Here in this block diagram consists of a different blocks are available: data path, RAM, ROM, analog to digital converter, PLA, and next IO design. So here according to our requirement, these different logical blocks are placed into different stages. So here we can use IO pads and metallization. Metallization means is the connection establishment for all IO blocks and logical blocks. Pads means IO pads. These are used for generating inputs and outputs, clocks, and enable signals. So this is the general basic architecture of full custom design. Depend upon our requirement, we can increasing the logical blocks or reducing the logical blocks. These are the fixed format for the full custom design. So this is one of. Next to go for semi-custom design style. Semi-custom design in the sense that the name itself semi-custom. Some suppose in order to implementation of any mobile phone, here some of the mobile phones are manufacturing the same mother company, and some of the other logical blocks are taking from other companies. Like that we can go for semi custom. Means some part of you can design one and some part of you can take from other predefined ICs. The combination of both free and our own products in order to develop the new product, that designing method we can call as the semi custom design. In this consists of some all logical blocks. These logical blocks are either maybe designed one, or it will taking from some other, and all logical blocks assembling in order to make a new design. So generally there are two types of semi custom ICs are available in this standard cell based IC, gate array based cell. Standard cell based IC means this is standard cell means we have some standard cell library. In that library we can consist of a logical gates, OR gate, AND gate, multiplexers, flip flops, all are available in this. Based on this we can combine and implement it in the implementation of the new cell. Standard cell, it is also called as uh, cell basic IC. So that is a we can call as a standard cell IC. So here see the standard cell IC block diagram. So it is somewhat different compared to the full custom design. So here also in this diagram IO blocks are common for all this. So internal structure will be different. So here all logical 1 block, logical 2, logical 3, like that you can go for. These are the blocks. It may be control signals or a control unit, time memory, registers, all those can be fixed blocks. So here all these blocks you can through channel we can go for implementation of the routing interconnection of all logical blocks. Based on this routing, it will divide into the two parts. So the two parts. This is the channel less standard cell, channel gate array, channel less gate array. Like that we can go for. These are the two standard cells available. Next go for gate array based design. Gate array in the sense it is a collection of group of gates based design. So collection of millions of logical gates with programmable we can implementation particular logic. The type of logic we can call as a gate array design style. Here millions of gates is there. In order to change the connection of these logical gates, we can change the functionality based on the programmable. We can implementation of the different logical functions. So here block diagram we can indicate the gates array design. It is a channeling of different logical blocks based on our programmable concept. Program means changing the connections of logical gates. We can change the functionality. So this is the basic concept of gate array design style. Next to go for there are different types of the gate array based ASICs. That is the channeled gate arrays, channel-less gate arrays, and structured. These are belongs to the standard cell based designs. Channeled gate array. We have in the in the standard cells we have space in between two logical gates. That space we can call as channeled gate array. Based on the channel only we can connection of all logical blocks. That is the channeled gate arrays. We have some rows and columns. In that we have some free space. That free space we can call as a channel. By this channel we can connection of all logical. That's why it is called a channeled gate array. The features of channels gate array. Only interconnected is customized. Interconnected uses predefined source control. Manufacturing time is too less. Channel less means here there is no separate channel in between the logical blocks. Logical blocks itself we have some routing channel. Based on that we can connecting the all logical blocks. That's why it is called as channel less. Here we can see the channel less gate array. Channel less gate array is also called as sea of gates. Sea of gates standard method or channelless gate array method is both are same. So here there is no separate channel in between the logical blocks. Within the logical blocks itself, it will provide some routing space between the logical blocks. That's why it is called as channelless gate array. It is shown in the figure. So that is the channeled and channelless. This one. The basic difference between a channelless or gate array and a channeled gate array is that there is no predefined area set aside for routing between the cells on a channel-less gate array. Instead, we route over the top of the gate array device. It is done like this because of we customize the contact layer that defines the interconnection between the metal 1 and the first metal. Like that we can channelless. Structured gate array. Next go for structured gate array. In this combination of both channeled and channelless, it is also called as embedded block gate array. So this is based on our requirement. We can go for either channeled or channelless. This the features of structured gate array means manufacturing time is too less. That is a combined both structured channel and channelless structures. Next to go for ASIC design flow diagram. It is also this already discussed in the second unit itself. So design flow, the first part is design specifications. Next to go for design entry. Design entry nothing but a VHL code. Once VHL code completed, next to go for simulation. Here we can simulation, we can verify the functionality of our design. Next to go for synthesis is the process of converting logical blocks based on the VHDL code. Once synthesis is completed, synthesis output is can call as netlist. When the netlist is coming out, the system is directly implemented, but it is difficult. That's why it is converted into the subparts, that is called system partitioning. When system partitioning completed, next go for floor planning. Floor planning is the process of identify the approximate location of the logical blocks in order to reduce the size. Once the location is find out, next go for placing the logical blocks whatever identified in the location. Once the placement is over, next go for routing. Routing is the process of connecting all internal connections. Once the routing is completed, next layout extraction. Layout extraction or circuit extraction. Once circuit is generated, next go for hardware components simulation, that is called the forced layout simulation. Once the simulation results of both free and forced simulation equal, next go for a fabrication process. Like that, we can go for ASIC flow design divided into the one logical part, one the physical part. Up to simulation we can call as a logical design. Synthesis to routing or fabrication we can call as a physical design. This is the overview of ASIC design flow. Thank you one and all. All this is informed all students. Please see entire video, don't skip in middle. Okay, thank you.